Bitcoin failed on Sunday to go to higher levels. We had that major resistance at 111K, which was the point of control of October, and we failed to go to higher levels. Today, we're going to be explaining a few scenarios. I would have preferred the price to attempt a bigger breakout and then obviously consider the loss of the level to get into the short. So I did not get into this short position, even though it was an acceptable entry here yesterday, forming that local double top, a little bit shallow for my style. However, we just didn't manage to even get above a few $100s from that point of control. Today, we're talking about the higher time frame, guys, taking into consideration the 50 weekly moving average. What looks interesting here, if the price were to move to lower prices and get below the 50 weekly moving average, we're still uptrending. We will go in detail here on what is the big level that I would consider a swing long, guys, depending on what the price action does. I will be explaining that on the higher time frame. We'll be zooming in quickly on the lower time frame to go a little bit in detail here on why this is a dangerous zone, even though it looks very interesting for a fake out attempt based on the liquidity that we'll be going throughout in this episode, guys. Later on, I will be doing a live stream. We'll be going more into detail, guys, on divergences and many different things, indicators and tools, okay? I got a comment yesterday saying that there's a lack of information here. In a 10-15 minute video, it's very hard to fit in all of lots of information, okay? So we do a live stream later on and go to more detail. If you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe. We'll be doing a live later on. Shout out to Bluffin and BTCC. On Bluffin, you get 15% cash back on your initial deposit, and BTCC up to $10,000 in rewards. The more you trade and more volume that you move, you're going to get airdrops to increase your capital, guys. Take advantage of these bonuses either for Bluffin or BTCC. You just need an email and a password to sign up. Let's dive in through the higher time frame first of all, guys, because I mean, let's just talk about this. I'm not a moving average guy, right? But we do have this going on through our X. Okay, I've seen this on many different channels. I have that feeling that, yeah, we're going to break down below the 50 weekly moving average, which is currently sitting above 100K. Now, ever since we broke above after the bear market in 2022, the 50 weekly moving average, yes, true, we have been maintaining it as support very nicely. Breaking down and closing a weekly candle beneath this moving average, people saying that this would be the confirmation of the bear market. Some people say that the bear market is confirmed right now also, right? However, I just want to let you know, looking for opportunities, okay? We're looking for intraday opportunities, shorts or longs. If the price were to come down below $98,000, which eventually is a few $1,000s beneath the 50 weekly moving average, that's the ultimate panic zone, guys. What is interesting here, just considering a swing long, only if we swing failure pattern from that first higher low of the major uptrend that we had since April. We had a major correction here. This is late 2024, the beginning of 2025. The first major higher low after a big correction, because there's no big corrections in this uptrend here, only this one, is $98,000. When we do get this massive range, we do have the point of control, which is sitting slightly below $98,000, sitting at 96.7K approximately. This is an awesome swing failure pattern. The amount of support, liquidity grab is insane. Even though the price just gets a relief rally, okay, and then crumbles down, we enter the bear market eventually, then it's still a good relief rally zone. It's incredible support, good confluence. I would only consider a swing failure pattern, tap beneath the level, and I would consider getting back above either the point of control or this higher low to look for at least a relief rally of $5,000. It might even be the low, but it's just a good zone for a bounce, okay? A significant bounce. Good opportunity, in my opinion. Eventually, if you break down from that zone, this is a no trade zone, right? You're back inside of the value area. We need to wait for the price to cool off, but this is a very, very good area to get that relief rally. Something that I wanted to point out, if you were to close down here a major weekly candle, then it's not going to be looking too great. Let's be honest here. So it's just a good zone, right? A 50 weekly moving average, not even considering it too much, because we would still, even though getting down to 90K or 85K, you're still forming higher lows, right? On the higher time frame. Just something that to point out moving averages, I'm not a huge fan, if I'm honest. Going through the lower time frame, yesterday, I have to say, we talked about this. We talked about a long, we talked about a short. The short trade was literally attempting a bit more of a breakout above the point of control. This was a little bit too shallow for me. The third wave on a C wave, it is usually a little bit longer. It does get, compared to your A wave, you would at least want to have an attempt here to break out, all right, and then lose the point of control. That's where I would have considered the entry short, stop loss at the high of the fake out, and then tackle the lows of the range. We just ended up in a shallow double top, guys. What can we say, right? There was a big brick point of control. It was a setup, but, for my explanation, it would have been nice to get a bit of an attempt of a breakout here and then lose the point of control to trigger that short, okay? But ultimately, it was just a shallow double top. Where are the levels? I'm just considering liquidity. For shorts right now, my goodness, it's not going to be easy to get into a short here at the lows, okay? Because eventually we could see a relief rally eventually at some point. Shorts was yesterday, guys, right? Get that three wave up, fake out the point of control, and then look for taking profits at the lows of the range. So I'm kind of more interested in attempting a long position. Longing right here on the lower time frame. I mean, yeah, we could definitely on Bybit or the futures exchange hold that higher low support. We need to be aware of the breakdown because, yeah, we're holding by a thread right now, right? That higher low support since the wick on the futures exchange. However, we know there's fake outs. And this fake out is actually an interesting scenario at 106K, all right? Which is the first higher low from that low that was formed, all right, on the 17th of October. That's where most of the liquidity is sitting, guys. At the 106, below 106K, we got that spike of hundreds of millions of long liquidations. Now, I like the stop hunts, guys. You know the deal. It's one of the best strategies where you sweep some highs and you swing failure pattern, you sweep some higher lows in this case on Thursday, and you get that relief pump. I still consider, as there's most of the liquidity at 106K, that higher low is very, very interesting, guys. It's very, very interesting to get that relief rally, right? At least a relief rally, regardless if it's going to be a low and we pump to higher levels. I'm looking for an intraday setup in this zone. If this is a danger zone, okay? To be clear, this area, I would not be interested in getting into any longs. And you're like, well, hang on a minute. You're saying that this is a good area, right? 106K swing failure pattern. Only if we swing failure pattern, it is an attempt. If we bounce from here, just like we got a rejection yesterday from here, this is a difficult long, okay? Higher low right there. There is a bullish case that I'll explain right away. But, man, if we bounce from here and form a higher low, it's a difficult long, okay? Right? It's a difficult long because you want to put stop loss, somewhere in this zone. If you don't put a stop loss, you're at the risk of going underwater and really, taking a big hit on your account. So, for me, the only realistic long, this is a dangerous long, I have to say. Not a, if you want to go speculate on a higher low, there is a bullish case. I'll go through that right away. The bearish scenarios do look more attractive, let's be honest. But the only big long that I would say is sweeping that liquidity. Get below 106K, tackle that long liquidation. And the swing failure pattern is your option of that first higher low from the lows of the 17th of October. And that is to actually get a bounce, at the 7-8 Fibonacci, which you already tapped here. You don't want to go much lower than this. This green box is danger zone. This is where the price could absolutely nuke down and hit 103K and even lower, guys. So this is no long zone. However, if you get that liquidity below 106K and you manage to get back above here, a relief rally is very, very interesting, okay, to look for a lot, long position only if you reclaim that higher low. That's like your guideline. If you're beneath a level, you're not longing. If you get above it, you can attempt a fake out, just like this was a fake out at 106K, right? Get above it, you don't short, Get below it, you short, stop loss at the high. This higher low right over here that was formed, right, on the 22nd of October, on Thursday, last Thursday, get below it, not interested. Above it, long, stop loss, relief rally. So it's a little bit of the same game here. This is why this green box is a no trading zone. You need to claim the liquidity and get back above. You could get an interesting relief rally, right? Managed position, you got a good entry, a good stop loss. If it does swing failure pattern, if it loses the level, then I would say that we're probably going down to 103 and even to the very low 100K levels, guys. This is a moment of not doing anything and waiting for the price to cool off, right? The only level is 98K. That's an interesting higher time frame swing failure pattern zone. But in this area, I would just wait for the price to cool off, because I would say that if we lose 106K, we're going to get below 103K. Okay, very, very easily. I'm not considering this low a swing failure pattern level. Okay, so just to be aware of that situation here. Only a swing failure pattern here is available. If the price does rally, where the shorts? Well, the shorts were yesterday, guys. Point of control fake out was the option for the shorts. Any bounces from anywhere in this zone, I would not consider any shorts unless it's very clear and very corrective. Okay, that we do get that bounce and it's very, very choppy. Then eventually I would consider maybe entering a short, but ultimately the shorts were mentioned yesterday to get that fake out of the point of control, which ended up in a very, very shallow double top. What can I say? Lots of liquidity at 116K. That is true. So shorts are not going to be very easy if the price were to move up from here. Okay, if you do suddenly start changing bullish market structure, I would say that there is the bullish case scenario, which is still that expanding diagonal, which, I have to say, the bearish scenario looks more attractive, okay? But it's just giving a little bit of hope in here for the bulls. Expanding diagonal, not very, very common, okay? 5-wave up, ABC flat. You can even stretch out that this has been a 1, 2, 3. This is your 4th wave. You create that 5th wave to get below 106K, and then you get the ultimate turnaround. I'm not liking it too much. Okay, I'm not liking it too much. I would only consider the swing failure pattern of 106K to long. Long in here is not the best idea, all right? Very, very challenging here. If it does reverse from here, then so be it, right? It's not a zone that I'm particularly interested in longing at the moment, okay? And for shorts, yesterday was the shorting zone, okay? However, that movement up didn't happen, right? It just ended up in a shallow pullback. So I'm only interested in attempting a long here. For shorts, if we were to bounce, considering that this could be a flat after an expanding move up, has low probability, but the possibility is there, right? Low probability doesn't mean it cannot happen. Well, maybe the 5th wave is going to be the one it's developing here in this ABC flat. Not very interesting. The bearish scenario looks more attractive. We just got a good zone. We got a good entry. Good level to take into consideration. If the price bounces from here, it's a very difficult long, I have to say. If we do move up from here, I would and change bullish market structure with bullish CVDs. I'm not too interested in any shorts, guys, until we go to higher levels. Okay, 116K. This area is not going to be too nice, just considering the potential bullishness if we get bullish market structure from here, okay? Just because we have this possible wave 1, ABC flat, and we ultimately recovering from here, even this being the low. Not a great zone here to look for shorts, right? The shorts was at resistance yesterday, point of control. If you did not shorting down here, it's just not a good idea. We're at the value area low. You could sweep the liquidity and get the bounce. Looking for a short down here to claim 103K is going to be challenging to manage, right? Just being realistic here on the relief rally that could happen in this zone. We're at value area low. It could still be a higher low, right? We're still forming higher lows on Bybit from that wick. Fake out and then pump. It's just not a good zone. If you did not short yesterday and you're taking profits here at the value area low, it's just not a good area to get into a short, guys. So even though if we do relief, I'm not interested in this next relief rally considering the bullish case, which has low probability, but we're going to give it a chance. Okay, maybe this is the C wave. Maybe that we form one more low. The bearish case scenario, which looks more attractive and looks better on the chart, is eventually moving down in that, 5-wave down from all-time high, very strong impulsive move to the downside, and this looking at it as a WXY that fits better. If you look at it simply, big move down with high volume, and you got a bear flag, 3-wave structure. You're breaking down in your first wave, wave 2 already in, and then we're breaking down in the third wave in the next coming days, right? And we actually go down to the low 100K levels and even beneath it. It kind of looks even better. The shorting range here was considering this movement down, as explained yesterday, as an impulsive move to the downside, right? Which does fit very, very nicely when you do zoom in here. I would give a chance I would give a chance for the bullish case. I would give a chance even for this to be a wave 1, 2. This is 3. This is the 4th wave, and then 5th, and you form that swing failure pattern from 106K. But staying realistic, it does fit nice for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Your C wave is very, very shallow, and then you're moving down here in your first wave, shallow pullback, 3, 4, and 5. You end up breaking down, and we go to below 100K. I would rather look for longs on the SFP. A long from here is difficult. A long from here for a higher low is difficult, guys. I mean, of course, we could have, considering the expanding diagonal, and this is the end of the C wave, man, this is like really wishful thinking, but could it bounce from here? This is your wave 1, and you have an ABC flat, right? You are hitting the 1.618 extension, which is getting a reaction currently at the moment. I mean, this is a difficult long. This is a difficult long to manage. I wouldn't go too crazy, but yeah, an ABC flat here is without a doubt an option. And, if price rallies from here, it's a difficult long. Let's say it's just a difficult decision long position, okay? We are getting the reaction here. It is holding ever so slightly, which is in confluence with the value area low. It's a difficult long. Let's leave it that way. I'll be going more in detail. I'm not too interested in shorts down here, guys, I have to say. Even with bouncers, it might be a little short entry if it's a very corrective structure and overlappy. Then we could, consider that. That's your wave 2 here. We're getting developed that wave 3 down. We're breaking down in the next, couple of days. But yeah, giving the bulls a chance here, guys. Giving the bulls. I cannot be bearish down here. We're more interested in and looking for support and possible swing failure patterns. Taking into consideration the liquidity, 106K, there's lots of liquidity at 116K plus. So yeah, I mean, let's say that maybe that swing failure pattern could happen. If it doesn't happen, we go lower, nothing more, right? Any shorts down here, we need a lot of information. I would rather see a pretty interesting bounce, okay? And if we do change bullish market structure here in the next coming hours between today and tomorrow, and we form bullish CVD divergence, right? We get lots of lower lows on the CVD, right? We form higher lows locally here, and we get lower lows on the CVD. I would consider, that this is not a good short, right? Maybe looking for longs, but yeah, it's not going to be that easy to short down here, okay? I'll be doing a live stream later on, guys, in about 3-4 hours from this video upload, in between 4 and 5 p.m. UAE time. Make sure to subscribe. We will be going into more detail, okay? This is just an update here to talk about what happened yesterday. We did get the rejection from the point of control. It would have been nice to get a bigger fake out, but it didn't happen. It was a very shallow double top. Right now, to look for shorts down here, not the best, guys. We're still at value area low, higher low support. We could only create a liquidity grab, right, from 106K and get a relief rally. Shorting down here is a little bit dangerous in my opinion, okay? Much love to everybody, and I'll see you later on the live stream.